We try to act like the way sisters treat us doesn't have a history.
The way sisters treat us, keep that in mind. That's what he said.
That we are not at least partly responsible for.
And yes, I agree. As men, we are responsible for these dysfunctional women. But at the same time, these women say, or they want to be looked at as adults. And what actual adults do is we evolve and grow and we change our behavior. So are you ladies going to change your dysfunctional behavior, or are you going to stay the same? That's the question.
Let's be honest. The black woman has had to hold down the black house by herself.
She did not have to hold down the house by herself because she chose to have babies by random dudes that didn't marry her. So this is a choice. She wasn't forced to be independent. She wasn't forced to hold down no house. You, ladies, decide to have fatherless babies, and now you want to play victim when the loser you had a baby with ain't around no more. This is a choice.
Although imperfectly, she's had to do it by herself since the mass incarceration of black males began in the 1970s. So when his sister says, I don't need a man, because she couldn't find one strong enough to hold her down. Or when you meet a woman and you say, sister, I'm strong enough to be a man. You ain't got to work, or you ain't got to pay the bills or whatever. Pull back, I got you. And she can't do it because all the other men before you. And she can't do it because all the other men before you. And she can't do it because all the other men before you who disappointed her.
All the men before you disappointed her. One thing I don't understand about women versus the rest of the entire world, whether it's an animal, whether it's a rock, things evolve. People evolve. Animals evolve. Amoebas evolve. An example of evolution. Do you know polar bears actually weren't white at first? They evolved. So now they won't die of starvation because being the same color as the snow helps them hunt better. Evolution. But for some reason, women are the only entities on the planet that don't evolve. They just keep doing the same stupid crap over and over and over and over again. When he said, after disappointment after disappointment, why is it that women are the only people that get worse after disappointments? Do you realize sports, every sport is literally built off of disappointments and failures? You don't win the Super Bowl. You miss the game-winning shot. You don't make the playoffs. You don't make a touchdown. Do you know how happy players are when they simply get a first down when they catch the ball? A first down. They still failed because they did not make it in the end zone, but they're still happy because they progressed. They evolved. So the rest of the world understands that, one, life is about disappointments. But the second side of that, which the rest of the world knows, which the rest of the world understands, except for women, that when you fail, your job is to learn from what happened and better yourself. Women don't do that. They just continue to get worse and worse and worse while the rest of the world gets better and better and better. That part is sad. And yes, I agree. As men, we are responsible for these dysfunctional women. But at the same time, these women say, or they want to be looked at as adults. And what actual adults do is we evolve and grow and we change our behavior. So are you ladies going to change your dysfunctional behavior, or are you going to stay the same? That's the question. I guess we just got to deal with y'all being dysfunctional, right? The 1970s, that's the reason why we're dysfunctional. This is sad. And even though I understand what Dr. Umar Johnson is saying, it's still destructive because it gives women a feeling of, see, it's not my fault. So I can continue to just jump around and run around like gremlins tearing up the city and having fatherless babies. Because that's really what it is. Women are running around having fatherless baby after fatherless baby after fatherless baby. And after they have their fatherless baby, what do they do next? Blame all their issues and problems on men. But if we're going to take the blame, which we will, you got to do the work when we tell you to get your shit together. That's the part that y'all don't want to do. It's two-sided. Yes, it's our fault, but it's your fault for staying the same way while the rest of the world is evolving. So when you hear in this video what Dr. Umar is saying, what he's actually doing, which is destructive, is giving already dysfunctional and masculine women an excuse to continue being dysfunctional and masculine. Now, if you can't find a good man and you can't depend on a good man, I understand, because a lot of men out here are trash. But no matter what is going on around you, you can't show up like trash just because men are treating you like trash. Because if you're trash, you can't get mad at men being trash. When is somebody going to wake up and say, I'm going to do better? It gives dysfunctional masculine women the right to be dysfunctional and masculine. And you same dysfunctional masculine women are going to run around complaining it ain't no good men out here. You ain't no good woman. And you just admitted it, how you floating around the video like, ooh, see, this is why we're dysfunctional masculine. But are you going to get therapy so you won't be dysfunctional masculine? The answer is no. That's the problem. Even though I totally agree that it is our fault, one thing I'm not going to do is excuse you for being dysfunctional masculine. Get your ass some therapy or stay away from us.